Hey everybody, I am making a Mother's Day card. This is just like a regular card. Um, it's just the inside says "Hope today is oh so lovely." It's a Hello Kitty card. So I figured, all right, cool. I'll just turn it into a Mother's Day card. This one's for my grandma. She is 85, I think. So I mean, why not make a Mother's Day card? I figured. Uh, this one took me 2 hours. Um, So I sped it up. I started speeding up here. Um, I wasn't too sure what to do. I know there's like I don't know. I was thinking of doing something fancy, like draw some I don't know, possibly some kind of background, Bob Ross style. Because I did plan on coloring this. I seen the pink. I didn't want. Otherwise, I would use alcohol markers. I would pretty much use anything alcohol markers, uh, colored pencil, acrylic marker, like whatever. But I don't know. The day was kind of starting to go by, like a couple hours went by, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm not even like I should just make the card. And then I remember when I was a little kid, and I was figuring out how to draw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, as a little kid, obviously, I drew like any other little kid, but I everyone seemed to be impressed. There was like a couple of us that could draw, that would draw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I mean, like we look at that. If we showed adults, they were like, oh wow, like okay, they could see that kid, these kids like to draw, but they draw like little kids. Of course, it's just that they actually took the attempt to do the turtles. What am I getting at? Okay, so I would always send uh, turtle drawings, like or give them to my mom or something, and so everybody was kind of used to me drawing the Ninja Turtles, like all little kids back then. Of late '80s, early '90s, was just pretty much obsessed with the turtles. They were this big cultural phenomenon, and I was like definitely in all that. So anyway, yeah, that's why I'm drawing, I'm drawing a turtle. I was like, yeah, all right, this will be fun. I didn't even okay, so I don't know. This is how much I drew Ninja Turtles growing up, and plus, you still see Ninja Turtle stuff all the time today. Uh, but the turtles that I really got into was the cartoon. Like the first time me and my brother we seen the cartoon going on, we were trying to act like we had nunchucks like Michelangelo here. We had this one game where you like bob for fish, and with those like strings, they're like the fishing poles, but they had little strings on them, and they would bite the hook. I mean, back in the day, they had like a hook that they would bite, and you could pull them out. Now I think they have magnets, but so we used those like little fishing rods. We tied them together to make them like nunchucks. So we were trying to be the Ninja Turtles. The easiest people to make weapons of was like those nunchucks and Donatello's staff. So those were like our favorite characters. I mean, you couldn't you couldn't run around with size and a sword like it. Little kids weren't allowed to have that. We weren't allowed to have that anyway. Um, so yeah, what was I saying? I didn't look at reference for this. I did look at reference for these letters that I'm gonna be writing up here because yeah, even as a kid, like nobody wanted to draw those turtle letters. We all thought they looked cool, but I don't know, they never made sense to me. But whatever, I was like, all right, I'll um, try to draw that. My friend, he commissioned me to make a make those kind of lettering for a wrestling team back home. He's the head coach of. So I mean, I've done it before, like a few years ago. So it's like I could do it again. Looked up the logo, And I seen that one of the logos, so the logo, that red mark, uh, it goes on top. It says the Teenage Mutant Ninja in there, in that big red bar. But I also seen a logo where the red bar was on the bottom. It was like on like a circular sewer logo. So I was like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I can put the bottom on uh, that red bar on the bottom. So I don't know. Change this one up a little bit, and so I don't have to write mothers in that green writing where I think happy is a lot easier. So I make happy the green. I mean, I suppose if you looked at the thumbnail that I got for this, then you already know that. And also, uh, I went through a few different iterations of this. Like, I was sketching in my sketchbook of what it should be. Like, I was thinking uh, Michelangelo will be standing on top of a bunch of foot soldiers, like he defeated them in battle or something, and then he'd be saying Happy Mother's Day. But I don't know. I thought that was kind of dumb. It's like I don't know. It might be a little too much drawing because then everybody would have to be a lot smaller. And this is already a 5x7, so and I wanted to make this guy bigger. Plus, like I said, I wanted to color it, and I got these big acrylic markers. I mean, they're brush markers. They have a little bit of a tip there, as you can see. Um, I'll make this. I'll close. What do you call? I'll zoom in a little bit. Uh, I don't know. Once I get to the face, I'll zoom in a little bit, I suppose. But yeah, that marker, it's not as like precise as I would imagine. I mean, I could probably get pretty small with it, but yeah, I don't. I didn't want to draw him like on a bunch of other figures, even if they're like in a stack of bodies. So uh, I just thought I'd go a little. I like drawing hands, so of course I got to include his hands holding something. And he's only got 3 fingers, so I mean, like those aren't that tough to do. Um, and I'm using this. Got these from Hobby Lobby. They're on sale, like 50% off or 60% off, something like that. They're the Masters Touch. It was a 24 pack, and that was a pretty good deal. But yeah, I'm testing out all these colors. I was watching David Finch and Eric Grove do um how they do remarks with the acrylic brush markers. And man, of course David Finch makes it look amazing, but I only had 24, so I wasn't too sure like how many, like if I could do highlights or shadows. Um so I kind of figured for the most part I'll just do the uh, flat colors, and then whatever shading I need, I'll just hatch it in with inks. And I did find a couple of colors. I only picked two, a red and a yellow for highlights. Um, and I was thinking about getting uh, what do you call a color pencil, a white color pencil, or possibly like a brighter green color pencil, and doing some highlights. But I'm just gonna leave it like this. I think it looks nice, to me anyway. Uh, I wasn't too sure exactly what to do with the background, so I'm just gonna leave it. I might actually, um, I also might throw in some lines on his. I'll show you when I get there, or I'll bring it up when I get to that point. But yeah, now I'm trying to figure out what to color his belt because I decided to draw like okay. So I did forget if they have that wrist band there. I don't remember if they have wristbands or if they did have wristbands in some iterations of them, like how they're drawn commercially. But I was doing my best to keep it as close to the cartoon as I could. Well, the cartoon and like what you would see on the clothes and like the folders and stuff, like that kind of version of the turtles. So I don't, yeah, I don't know. the wristband is there or not. I don't. And I colored them all orange, just like his headband. But I wanted to keep the belt brown. And then once I made the belt brown, I was like, oh yeah, what what color should these nunchucks be? Because they're brown also. And I did have a lighter brown. I'm using it right there. I just didn't like how that would look for the nunchucks. So I didn't use it for the nunchucks. I used a gray for the nunchucks. And I just used ink for the chains. Yeah, there's the gray. I just keep. I mean, whatever. You could use metal nunchucks. It doesn't always have to. You could have a collection of nunchucks. I mean, this is a nunchuck master guy. That's the only weapon he's used in the cartoons, as far as I know. I didn't watch every single one of them. I probably watched the first 4 or 5 years, first 5 seasons. I think there's. I don't know how many seasons there are. I could look it up here. Wow. Okay. So there's 10 seasons. It says, but I'm on IMDb. It says season one back in '87 there was 5 episodes. Season two had 13. Wow. Season three had 47 episodes. Season four had 40. Yeah. No wonder I didn't see all of these episodes. I mean, the first 4 seasons have like what is that? 95 episodes. um, Season six only had 6 episodes. Some of these had a lot of episodes, and then some seasons, like 8 and 9, both had only 8 episodes. But yeah, so 10 seasons. That's crazy. Yeah, I would probably watch like the first 5 seasons. I wouldn't say I watched every episode either, because I remember. So in the later '80s is when I first seen the cartoon, but I didn't start really watching it until I think I was a first grader, and by that time I was like, I think it's called syndicated when it's on every day, every weekday. So I'd like race home after school and watch it. Only one time I think after school I couldn't watch it, and that was as a little kid. I threw like a tantrum. I was pissed that I couldn't see it, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. Okay, so I also have these Master Touch markers. It says they're graphic illustration markers. I got 12 of them. They were also on sale. They were originally 23, but they were selling them. They were on clearance for $10. The last time their stuff went on clearance, I bought a bunch of their 11 by 17 Bristol board papers. It was like $4 or $3.50, something really ridiculous like that. They're 11 by 17 Bristol boards. They're Masters Touch brand. I'm pretty sure that's their own brand. But yeah, okay. So that was on clearance. I bought like 4 or 5 of them, and when they came back, they had like new Masters Touch paper. They were partnered up with Fabriano brand. So now that I got this stuff, the acrylic marker brush set and the pigment marker set, that's the pigment color I'm using right there. I'm wondering if, like, does that mean that they're going to come out with some new markers? They got a new setup going. Either way, I was surprised with how good this ink was flowing on this marker. I'm using a point 0.4 right here. Yeah, point 0.4 for the outside lines. And I'm pretty sure that they use different ink, like once it gets past a certain size. And so point 0.2, that's what I'm using right here. It flows really well. Point 0.3 flowed really well. Point 0.4 flowed really well. And I used a 1.0, and that worked really well also. But when I went to point 0.1, that's when it was like it was acting kind of like how microns act, like it would, especially when I was going over the acrylic. When I would go over the acrylic, it would it would it would go, but then it would like stop. The ink would stop flowing, and I'd have to kind of like uh, scratch it a few times or turn the pen the pencil barrel, whatever, the marker barrel, to like start writing on a different side of the point one marker tip to make it go. And that's usually how the microns go when I use them. So uh, yeah, I like this for, especially for the price. I mean, and it says that they're. I don't want to say that they're archival, but I'm gonna look on this thing. Okay, it doesn't say archival exactly. It says conforms to ASTM. So I don't know. Does that mean that's archival? The ASTM? I could look it up, but I don't want to. And who cares if this lasts only 20 years or whatever? It's fading. I think my grandma would still like it. Um, okay. Well, yeah, the flowers. That's funny. I try to go like, I don't know, the pencils on this one I didn't go too tightly. I don't think, from for what I normally do before I start inking, because normally when I start inking from the pencils, I try to keep the pencils really tight because I'm like, I'm nervous. I'm putting this stuff down in ink, and I don't like to use whiteout. I mean, I'll use it. I'll use a ton of it if I need to. Excuse me. I'll use as much of it as I need, but um, with this guy, it was relatively loose for me anyway. And then, because like I said, I used to draw this guy like all of the time. It was ridiculous how many times I drew the turtles. And in this, just he's standing straight up. I mean, I guess the hand is kind of coming at you. But it's only three fingers. And roses. I used to draw roses a lot. Um, and like they're so easy to like, those don't look like roses, of course, and but they're easy to pull off like in a cartoon like way, to when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, those are roses. I mean, just by looking at it. I think of like triangles, but they're like kind of triangles that are slightly warped. They go into circles kind of, and that's. Hang on a second, I'll get a close up on those. Okay, so I got a close up here of the flowers, so you can see what I'm talking about. They're kind of like triangles, but they're circular in a little bit of a circular pattern there. Um, yeah, I mean, you could go back and pause it if you see what I'm talking about. Just I think of circular triangles, and yeah, that's how I do roses anyway. If I mean, of course, I'll use them as reference if there's like a close-up shot or something in my comic that I'm working on. I don't plan on having that for roses or anything, but if I if I ever did have to do close-up shot of roses, I would, yeah, take it serious and actually look at reference. Um, but this is yeah, a happy a little happy tree of a Mother's Day card. Just having fun, and a little bit of a break from my drawing the comic. I'll get back to that, of course. I'm on page 41 now. Uh, and it's definitely 66 pages at the moment. Um, it'll most likely turn into 68. I don't know if it'll go beyond that, but I'm pretty positive it'll be 68. But as of right now, because I broke up a few pages for Occult Descent Volume 2. Oh, yeah, the link will be in the bio too. So click on that, please, and follow the Kickstarter campaign, so you'll be notified when it does launch. Um, like I said, there's 66 pages right now. I plan on at least breaking up one more page or two more pages to make it 2 pages longer, because I did do one double page spread, and I'm pretty positive I'm going to do at least one more. Is how I'll get the no, that would add a double page spread will only add one page, so I would have to do it twice. Any whatever. I mean, I'll either that or else I'll just break up a couple of 6 panel pages, or I don't know. I think I have a panel that's like, or a page that's 8 panels, so I could just something like that. I could break it up into two. A few of those to give it a little more breathing room. Add more story pages. Concentrate a little bit more on art. All the good stuff. All good things. So yeah, please click that link to follow and be notified when I do launch. And I'll be launching on Fund My Comic as well. It's just that Fund My Comic doesn't do pre-launch pages at the moment. So I mean, if you want to back on Fund My Comic, then I'll yeah, I guess just wait. I'll be launching on there as well. I'm gonna do my best to make it go at the same time. I'm still adding tiers. I'm still kind of building the Kickstarter page, because volume two, I'm gonna have 4 covers. So, and then I'm also gonna offer, volume one, so you get caught up and know what the story's about. Um, and I'm trying to make it to where you could add volume one with cover A, B, C, or D. So it's like those are each different tiers. It's a bit of work, and I don't know. When I do that, I feel like, man, this sucks because I'm getting nowhere, and I'd rather be working on my comic book. Um, I'm not even looking at this thing. Okay. Oh yeah. So you notice I have some in that pencil in the back. You see, it looks like gray kneaded eraser. That is gray kneaded eraser. I'll get a close up on when I use it again. I use it again when I'm writing Mother's Day up there, where that it's going to be a red bar underneath happy. Um, that yeah, gray kneaded eraser. Rob Norton on his one of his live streams, he was showing uh, from a video that he got from one of his friends, Gingerberries is what he goes by. He you stuff that gray kneaded eraser in the back of your jelly roll pencil, and you stuff it down there, and then you put the cap back on. And you kind of use the cap as like air pressure adjuster, and so you push it down a little bit, and then you use it, and that stuff just like splurts out as soon as you press down on the paper. So if you got a 1.0, what size is this? Yeah, if you got a jelly roll 10, that thing is going to come out like huge. That's what I was using right there. um, I'm going to try this on the 8 or the 5, the smaller jelly roll pens, and just see how much, because I don't need, sometimes I don't need that much coming out. Like his teeth, I used a little too much on his bottom teeth there. You can't, well, I'll close it up. Okay, so you could kind of see his bottom teeth. It looks like a little thing of toothpaste came out. Uh, yeah, so like that Jelly Roll 10 is just like way too much of it comes out from what I'm used to. So I'll try that again on a like an 8 or a 5, the smaller ones, the smaller jelly rolls, because the I think 10 is the biggest the jelly rolls go, as far as I know. The ones that they sell at Walmart are, I think 10 is the biggest anyway. Okay, yeah, so I had to pull up the reference again for the logo to um, I don't know, to really get it down to make it look like it's turtleized letters. Um, and I don't know if I've already mentioned, but oh yeah, I think I did. My friend, he had me do some lettering like that for a wrestling team that he's the coach of. So it's like, yeah, no problem. Um, Otherwise, yeah, I don't do coloring very much. I do it for myself, really. Like, I don't do commissions with color just because I don't I don't know. I don't feel like it's good enough to be commissioned. Um, for me anyway, like how I see it. So I'd figure, I mean, I'll off and on, I'll practice at it. Maybe I'll one day do, well, and I don't know. I don't really do commissions anyway. If you see me at a convention, it's usually like a local convention. Those are the only ones that I've been accepted in. But if I'm at a convention, I'll do commissions because there's not really much from. I only have one comic out right now. With I have a Cult Descent Volume 2 coming out, but that'll be released later this year, or printed later this year. As long as okay, so I my mic cut out for some reason, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I'll have two comics out uh, for the next cons that I go to, but like other than that, uh, what was I? Oh yeah, okay. So I do commissions basically only at conventions. Otherwise, I don't really do commissions. I'm kind of like working on all my own stuff, which is what I really like to do. Um, and then when I do commissions at conventions, it's just um, like ink sketches anyway. It's nothing like too elaborate or crazy. Um, oh yeah, so I'm gonna start using the. Oh, I noticed I had a bunch of pencil markings up there. I didn't think to erase that till after I drew in those that happy turtle letters. Um, oh, and these marker things too. I was also thinking I'm using these as kind of practice. I ordered some more markers, a different brand. The brand is ARRTX is the brand name. Um, it was a I think they're still doing like a sale if you go to their website, but it's way more than just a 24. So I got like a lot of colors to choose from, and that's how I want to do the remarks. Okay, so here's the jelly roll that's pressurized there, and you can see all that stuff's coming out. It's like I said, like a tube of toothpaste. As soon as the pen touches the paper, it just shoots right out. Um, and yeah, so I want to do remarks on some of the comics. The remarks take me a little while, so I don't know. I'll probably do like 10 slots for that for the Kickstarter, and yeah, I was kind of using this as practice for to get an idea of how these markers, brush tip markers, work. And when the other markers come in, I'll um, I'll use those, kind of experiment with them. Maybe I'll do some remarks. I do have some black and white comics coming in. They're ash cans, and it's like the first 24 pages of my comic. Um, Pete Samedi with Alternate Comics. He printed them and shipped them out. Uh, they should be getting here anyway. Yeah, so I'll kind of just like experiment a little bit on them, do a couple remarks, um, and see how that goes. So hopefully, it'll be cool. Oh, this is the end of the video. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for looking, and enjoy your day. Hope it's a great day. It should be Friday that I'm releasing this. So look at them leg muscles. All right, later, guys.